Nothing about this podcast should ever indicate that we are ever going to be professional ever.
Ever. Yeah.
The fact that you may have considered that for a second is your fault and your fault alone.
Yeah,
We faked the funk here.
We faked the funk.
The funk is faked.
The fact that you came on set, you came on set looking way better than we did, so your expectations were way too high. Lower them immediately.
okay. That's fair.
And also never come on the podcast again.
That's also fair.
All right, cool. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you are listening.
Wait. No, I don't agree to this. Wait a minute. No. Peter, you are coming back on this podcast. What are you talking about?
No.
I'm not.
All right.
Clearly a joke.
Okay,
Ernie.
right on. Whoo! He had me like, oh my
learn some
god.
humor.
Sense the sarcasm, man.
All
Sense
right.
the sarcasm.
I'm sorry. I'm not sensing it yet.
Goodness gracious.
Sorry about
How long have you known me?
a long time, man.
There you go.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
But you like your poker face, your cool face, your sarcastic face. It's all the same face.
No, my poker face
so
is
it's
just
hard
like
to read,
wide-eyed
you know?
me.
It's like, don't you know what this face means? It's the same as every other face you have. you know?
Yeah, that's true. My poker face is like a constipation face.
Wow.
It's just
I'm
trying too hard.
I've never
That
seen
was
that.
really disturbing.
I have never seen that face before. Thank God.
It's not good.
Because it's very. I
it's
agree
not
with Steph.
good.
It's very disturbing. So.
All right, good morning. You are listening to the Zilla Boys podcast. I am Jacob Sizemore, and yes, unfortunately, this is my real voice. To my right is Ernesto Gonzalez.
Hey, what's up, dog? It's Ernesto Gonzalez here with Jacob again, doing our Little Boys podcast. And in front of me is some of my very good friends, Mr. Peter Marsh and
Back
his beautiful girlfriend, Miss Stephanie Benjamin.
Yeah, you got it. That's
Hey.
I got the name right this time.
You didn't get the name right of the person who's literally in the credits of our podcast, but you got her name right?
That's right. I studied. That's right. What's up?
Good job. Good job.
Would you say that you learned?
Huh?
You learned?
I learned.
There you go.
I learned. So we learned this podcast. We're a learning podcast, educational. But yeah, we got her in-house.
podcast.
Talk about some cool things with us today.
Yeah, we got some nerd topics to talk about today, Suicide Squad, Snyderverse. But first, let's talk about our new guest. Steph, what do you do? Tell us a little bit about yourself. I know she works designing superhero costumes, nerdy costumes, Marvel stuff. Very interesting things.
I work in a juniors apparel department for a merchandising company, and licensing rights vary depending on where you work, and so they don't want to give out licensing rights to everybody for everything. So, and I work in juniors apparel, and in juniors apparel we don't have Marvel. We only have DC.
Okay, so I lied.
And it's just like sharing. No, it's you didn't know. Now you know.
Okay, cool.
Marvel is a part.
But we do have Marvel rights. We just don't have it in juniors apparel. We have it in our men's apparel, which I don't work with.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, we do a lot of design work for major retailers. We're kind of like a middleman design firm.
Sweet.
And I've been with that company for it'll be 8 years this year.
Wow.
And I love it. And I've moved my way up into a senior role. I'm not quite a manager, but I do oversee like a certain division of that division.
Right.
Like, I specialize more in like highly constructed garments, and so sometimes that's like a knockoff cosplay costume type vibe.
Oh.
Or it's just like a really elevated garment, like a dress that has like, lots of different seams,
Nice.
or an outerwear piece like a bomber jacket or something that just takes a little bit more make to create.
Oh, your Leia jacket.
Yeah, I did a one jacket I did a design for one of our sub brands, and it was based off of what Princess Leia wears when they're on Endor. And so it's kind of got like a camo-y kind of, not camo, like a kind
of like a nature appeal.
well, it's got like it's a bomber jacket, but instead of it being silk, it's got like a linen
Okay.
look to it.
Gotcha.
And so it kind of looks like almost like a camping kind of
Right.
material, And it's like a minty green with like a taupey, like beige color, but it's paneled and sewn the way that her actual top looks, which is
Ooh.
technically she's wearing two garments in the movie, but I designed it to where it was all one piece.
Oh, I remember
It was
seeing that
fun.
jacket. That
was
jacket
really
was
fun.
amazing.
And it had a lining inside of it that had like a little ditzy small, like almost like polka dot kind of vibe print of Ewoks with like their little, like the little.
I remember one time we were just chilling at the bar at one of Peter's shows, and she's like, "Hey, Ernie, because I know you like Star Wars. Check this out, what I designed." And I was like, "Holy cow, you made this jacket?" She's like, "Yeah, what do you think?" I was like, "This is freaking awesome." And then like the next week, I'm watching one of my favorite Star Wars podcasts called Jedi Council on Collider, and one of the guests is wearing her freaking jacket, and I about my pants like, holy cow, like no way, like this chick is wearing my girl's jacket, like oh my god, this is crazy. She's like, yeah, I just copped it off. I can't say the website, but she's like, I just copped it off this one site, and it looks. I was like, it looked badass, man. And everyone was like, yeah, that looks really cool. Like,
It's got the rebel symbol.
yeah, it's got the rebel symbol,
And
and
it's like, yeah, it's also has it the quilting stitching
Yeah.
on it. On the back has like the symbol is actually quilted into that pattern too.
not just that, like Steph's very passionate about what she does, man. Like she'll always like show her projects off to us, man. Like, hey, this is because I'll ask, what are you working on? This is what I'm doing, and this is what I'm working on, and. Like Ricky said last year, not last show, like she'll make you get hyped over something you don't even know what it is, man. Like, oh, like I want that thing.
Yeah.
I want that purse, even though I'm a guy. I'm
Deservedly
walking around
so.
with that purse, you know?
It's like, what have you done today? I've been designed a jacket for Darth Vader. What did
Yeah,
you
I
do
just-
today? Nothing that cool.
It just
Nothing
made me,
that
it just
cool.
made me happy for my homegirl, man. Like like her stuff's out there, like people can see it.
Oh,
It's,
yeah.
it's real. You know what I'm saying? That's just I
It's
got
some
happy.
good
That's
stuff.
Aw,
Yeah.
thank you.
You're cooler than us. We're just talking for a living.
Thank you to our people who watched the
Oh, yeah,
318 views
Dude,
on our
that is like our
Snyder
most viewed
Cut,
video.
watching us watch a movie, two dorks on the couch.
I know.
Being dumb. Thank you. We appreciate it. That was really cool, man. Took
Talking
me out.
nonsense for a very long time. We appreciate that y'all have been watching and enjoying. So thank you to our subscribers. 56 subscribers right now.
And
so-
yes, man, Jacob is crazy. Twizzlers rock. I don't care what he
Nah,
says.
never have they ever
Twizzlers
been
are-
good.
They're awesome.
You're a liar.
So.
All right. Well, anyway, this week in movie news, we have Guy Ritchie's new movie, The Wrath of Men, replaces Black Widow's old release date of May 7th. Black Widow itself will release on Disney Plus. Guy Ritchie's new movie, Wrath of Men. We've heard a little bit about
That's a
this.
World War II movie, right?
No, that's not the World War II movie. He is actually directing another World War II movie,
He's very busy.
based on like the Churchill's Secret Service dudes. But this one is starring Jason Statham.
Did you guys see The Gentleman?
Yeah.
The
Oh.
most recent Guy Ritchie?
Oh man, absolutely.
Oh, best movie of last year.
Yeah, we messed up on the Zillow Awards. We gave the best
Yeah.
movie to Soul. We totally forgot about The Gentleman.
Yeah, we did not have to come. We didn't come back and like restate that this was our favorite movie. So just for the record, Gentleman is the best movie of 2020.
Yeah, it was
and
sick,
anyone who
man.
says
Okay.
otherwise is wrong.
That's fair.
Did you like it, Peter?
I did. I
it
enjoyed
was-
it quite a bit.
Yeah,
I
actually-
thought Hugh Grant's character was phenomenal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's about it. It felt like a return to like the
Snatch.
traditional
Yeah.
Guy Ritchie. Yeah. It was very Snatch. Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Very snatch.
Not nearly as good as Brad Pitt's character. I mean,
No.
you can't top that.
But McConaughey does freaking like bring the pain.
He has
out
the
of him.
southern style.
Yeah, it's
McConaughey.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So McConaughey is an actor, not a character actor.
No.
Like
Oh, yeah.
he plays himself in everything he's in. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, yeah.
If he have you watched a movie where McConaughey has actually had an accent
No,
other than a southern accent?
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Fair point.
He plays himself in every movie.
That would
But
be
he-
different though. This seems like do an accent. That'd be kind of great. Yeah.
No, it would be terrible, which is why he doesn't. Which is why he doesn't do it. It would be awful.
I kind of want to see it.
Me too, right?
I think if it is going to be that terrible, it'll still be entertaining, just in a different way.
Oh my God! Did you hear him do like a Scottish accent or something?
Attempting, yeah.
Like sometimes it's entertaining to watch something bad.
Right. Absolutely.
Oh,
She
the
is
train
absolutely-
wreck effect.
Yeah.
What do you mean the one with what's her
No,
name?
just watching a train wreck.
Oh.
You know when you're.
Wow.
Peter
Yeah.
goes dark. He goes
Yeah,
dark.
no, when you're stuck on the highway,
Right.
you know, dead stop traffic.
I want to see a train wreck,
on
man.
35 or 30, you know,
Right
in
on.
Texas.
Right.
It's
You know,
moments
watch
like
it.
these where I'm reminded that your favorite part in Revenge of the Sith was the slaughtering of children.
Yeah.
Well, I was hamming it up.
Oh yeah.
That was funny. But yeah.
I don't know how I can move on from that.
So
The other part of news is Pierce Brosnan will play Dr. Fate in the new Black Adam movie starring Dwayne Johnson.
I think it's pretty cool, man. You know, like he's supposed
Yeah.
to be like DC's. Well, actually, Doctor Strange is a ripoff of him.
What?
Yeah, he actually came first. Doctor Strange is like an is a
Oh,
generic
so Marvel
version.
came after DC or something
No.
like that?
His character came after Doctor Fate. So
Oh,
he's
okay,
kinda, he's
gotcha.
kind of like a ripoff, and it's kind of crazy. Like it's not the person; it's the helmet. Has like the power. It's gonna be crazy to see how they transfer this onto like movie, man. Because his powers are crazy. Like it's like a haunted helmet, and whoever puts on the haunted helmet becomes Dr. Fate.
It's kind of like that one episode of the Goosebumps when that kid put the helmet on and it just became the helmet.
No,
Does
it's
anyone
like,
know what I'm talking
it's like
about?
the mask, but probably
Good.
way cooler.
Good.
Where you put the mask on, everyone's face turns green, kind of like that, but no one's face turns green.
Yeah?
Yeah, kind of like that. But yeah, I think it's cool, man. I mean, what's up? James Bond, put him in a movie, dude. Why not?
It's
I love The
interesting.
Rock. You know what I mean?
The Rock is overrated, but that's a different topic. And finally, on our last bit of news, Warner Bros. Says they will not be continuing with the Snyderverse. They will be continuing with their own movies, their own standalone movies.
I don't know, man. What do you think about that? You seen the?
What is DC like trying to
No,
basically
they-
follow suit?
The Snyder Cut came out, but they're not going to be continuing that story. They're going to be continuing their own standalone movies, and they're kind of going to be ignoring the Snyder Cut a little bit. As your opinion, because I think your opinion differs from us on the Snyder Cut just a little bit. What do you think
Little
about
bit.
it?
Okay, well,
Oh well. How much time you got?
4 hours. Well, 3 movies, 4 hours for the Snyder Cut. What? Okay, first off, I know his explanation was for the aspect ratio.
Yeah.
His explanation was, it was meant for IMAX. But when released to the public,
Yeah.
why was it in 4:3?
I don't know, because it was like
was there
It's a
reason
squish.
for
It's a
that?
squished image, and it has more on the top and bottom because that's
No,
normally
I-
what IMAX.
yeah, that's why I was like,
Yeah,
I was
but
like,
knowing that it's not going to go to IMAX theaters,
why would you do that?
why would you do that?
That's a good
So,
question.
yeah.
Did he actually? Because he didn't shoot it in IMAX.
Yeah.
This movie was shot 4 years ago,
Yeah.
and it wasn't shot in IMAX.
So why
what's-
again?
So why release it in 4:3?
I think it was to give the
You know,
characters like
like-
a sense of scale or something.
All right. Well, that's my grievance number 1. Yeah.
Yeah.
4-hour movie. You can't do that in one sitting.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
impossible.
Yeah, it's impossible.
But also, I would prefer to see them as standalone movies.
Oh,
More
yeah.
fleshed out standalone
Absolutely.
movies. You know what I mean? Like, wow. Anyway.
It does make sense,
There's-
and they really should have done that, but it's entirely because the studio was like rushing to get this thing
Yeah,
done to catch up to
yeah.
Marvel. So I think he kind of had to deal with what he was given.
Yeah, I get that. But, I mean, yeah. I maybe I'm just upset because, like, the rivalry, it's unnecessary.
It is.
Like, the rivalry
Yeah,
between,
doesn't need to happen.
you
It
know,
doesn't
Just
have
be
to be a
good
rivalry.
movies.
Just
just
Can all just
make
be-
good movies. Stop trying to imitate like the person that
No.
is doing it better.
And I think Zack Snyder had a really good quote about this. Jeez.
Schneider is the pretzel.
Schneider's.
Is it?
Rob Schneider. There's Rob Schneider, and then there's Zack Snyder.
Oh, so it's Schneider. It's not Schneider.
No, it's not Schneider. It's never
Snyder.
been Schneider.
I thought it was Schneider.
How do you think?
I've been saying
whole
Zack
time.
Schneider
What?
the whole time.
You've heard the name said many times.
Zack Schneider.
So
Schneider.
who is Schneider? Is it Schneider?
Oh, it's
who,
Schneider.
who is? I don't know.
There is Rob Schneider, and then there's Zack Snyder. Zack Snyder
Snyder, not
is the director
Schneider,
of
okay.
the Justice League.
Got it.
Rob Schneider is the worst.
Okay.
He's
I'll
the
take your word
carrot.
for it.
He's not bad. I don't want to completely.
I
dump
thought
on
it was the same thing. I'm like, wait a minute, am I saying Schneider or Snyder? Zack Schneider.
him. Now you're saying Schneider.
Oh, I was saying Snyder. Okay,
Yeah. You're just doing it wrong.
I am.
But yeah, not a huge fan of the Snyderverse. Don't think it should continue. Don't think that story should continue.
It's not my favorite. Yeah. There's his remake of Dawn of the Dead. There's 300. Watchmen was pretty good,
Yeah.
and I just think he's gone downhill since then.
You think so?
I can see that.
Yeah, he's just gotten obsessive.
There's
with
a lot of slow mo. There's too much slow mo.
too much. Mm-hmm. I mean that is his signature. but-
Yeah.
I just think he bit off
Two.
more than he could chew, man. That was a lot to take on. Like, hey, like I'm gonna just do this whole universe by myself, and do it. Try and do Marvel, my way, and it's it's not like Marvel's is a team thing. Like it's not one person, and that's a lot to take
Yeah.
on.
Yeah. Well,
So-
I feel like he went into the editing room and watched all the footage, and he's just said, "Let's put it all in."
Yeah, that's probably what he did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, why cut anything?
this is his last thing he's gonna make with him. So why not just do what he wants to do?
Yeah.
You know.
And just put it all in there.
Yeah, that's what he did. Yeah.
This whole
This
thing.
is called Snyder's Cut.
Snyder's
Yeah,
cut.
the Snyder
Zack
cut.
Snyder's
But
cut.
he didn't cut anything.
Nope.
I don't think so.
I just want to make sure.
Physically, no, he did not cut anything.
It's like I guess like director's cut.
You got it.
I got it. I'll watch it next weekend.
Right on.
You can start watching it now, and it'll still be going on until next week. It's so long.
Very true.
It's so long.
It'll only be chapter 2. She comes back to it on Saturday.
Specifically, I do want to bring up one thing because we were talking about this before the podcast began. You're not a huge fan of Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. I'm not saying you're not a huge fan of Gal Gadot, but why don't you explain?
I am not a huge fan of how they wrote Wonder Woman
Why don't you
as a character. I feel like she is from like a different, like, I guess, time in essence.
Yeah.
Like, and she has like, she's not used to like social norms of like the real world, what we're all used to living in. But I feel like there's, for instance, like specifically in the latest Wonder Woman movie, where they're trying to I can't remember exactly what they're trying to do, but it's like she's trying to save the world, obviously. She's
Right.
Wonder Woman, right? She's trying to save the world, but then her long lost lover who died in the last movie all of a sudden gets brought back to life, and she spends the entire evening going on a date with him. But then, like, well, what about the rest of the world? Like, aren't you supposed to be a superhero? And I'm like, but then at the same time, it's like, she's trying to make her relatable because she loved that person, and they're finally like here now, and they can spend time together. And I get that, but it just kind of made her not feel like a superhero.
Yeah.
Like there's stuff to do.
Like,
Yeah.
what are you doing? You got to go fight that cheetah lady, Chitara, or what? I can't remember her name is. Cheetah girl. I can't remember.
Chica.
There's no time for baguettes. Let's get out of here.
Yeah, like, why are you on a date? Like, and they literally go on a date and like I think like fall asleep together, like make love or whatever.
Right.
But I'm like, you just wasted 24 hours. You could have saved the world like now.
Yep. You're right. I didn't
Anyways.
think about it like
They
that.
really
Right.
gave her a sob story.
It kind of bugged me,
Yeah.
and it made me feel like they were, I don't know, like only a female superhero can be, like you don't ever see a male superhero do something like that. Do you know what I mean? Like it kind of made her, I don't know, it made her seem like weak in essence, like weaker, and I didn't like that.
I don't know, Batman was pretty obsessed with Superman in the new Justice League cut. I was almost like,
Yeah, but he didn't have time to go. You have dinner and and drink. Well, I don't
That's
know,
true.
drink-
Maybe they did
you know what I'm saying?
afterwards.
Like,
Maybe they
she's
went
got
on a
good
date.
point.
I think Superman and Batman went on a date afterwards.
Like even Iron Man doesn't make time for his girlfriend when he's trying to save the world.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
You know what I
right.
mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
it's
yeah.
business time.
That's a different genre. I mean, different world. You see
Yeah.
Marvel,
But the same
whatever,
thing,
You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like,
yeah.
Same
he
thing applies.
he's
He went
kind
up
of
into
a
like
jerk.
ship.
Like the world's at stake. Come on, man. You save dinner for
Yeah.
next time. Yeah, like I feel. Yeah, you're right. They're right.
I got
They
stuff
do.
to do.
But I like Gal Gadot. I just don't like how they wrote her character. So I guess I like her playing Wonder
Yeah.
Woman. I just feel like it was written a little bit better.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I think that's been criticized a lot in like the Wonder Woman 2. Did you like the Wonder Woman #1? Did you see that one?
I thought the villain was kind of weird.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like a lot of the villains in DC movies are just kind of a little bit too unrealistic.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe not so much with Batman because Batman's more of like a real he's like his superpower is that he's rich.
Right.
You know, right?
It's human.
But I got that line from Peter earlier. Haha. But no, I think that. Where was it going? I think that.
Wonder Woman #1.
DC villains.
Yeah,
DC
DC
villains.
Yeah,
villains.
their villains they just seem like they're almost like they're too cartoony, and they're what the reason why they're trying to do what they're doing. It just seems like it's too much like a comic. I don't
Yeah.
know. And maybe that's the whole point, but like it makes it hard for people who are not super into those like that genre, like comic books in general. Like,
Can't be sucked into it.
it just makes it hard for me to like want to watch it. You know what I mean? Because I feel like it's like this villain doesn't make any sense, or they're just too out. They're just it's like that's why you're fighting for what you want. Like I don't know.
It's like Wonder Woman. They're trying to make it relatable, where she's going to having dinner, and then the bad guy, when she finally gets him, he's too cartoony, so like they don't even know what they're doing. You know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I feel
I
that.
don't know.
It's kind of a fine line you have to do when you're doing like a live action superhero. You could either do Batman as a nitty gritty superhero, which he is. And then there's over here where you can make a cheetah villain, which she's literally a cheetah with a tail. And she said she wanted to be an alpha female, which apparently translates to being a large cat. All right, the next subject, superhero costumes. Which one has the coolest one? Which ones are better? Which ones suck the worst? Because there are a lot of really crappy ones out there. What is your favorite?
I also do cosplay on the side. I haven't done it lately because of COVID and everything's closed down. They don't even have conventions anymore. But I would say I think capes are a little overrated.
Yeah.
They don't provide any function. They just kind of look cool. Mm-hmm. So with that being said, I think probably my favorite superhero costumes would probably be more leaning into the Marvel universe because I feel like they don't incorporate a lot of capes. And they do in some, but...
Not really. You're right.
I feel like they do it less than DC does.
They probably took like the Incredibles route when that lady was saying, no capes. No capes.
Yeah. I like Guardians of the Galaxy heroes because they kind of tend to lean to more of like a rugged, eclectic, like they've been all over the galaxy, Guardians of the Galaxy, and they found this and that and this. It almost feels like if a superhero was a real thing, that's how they would make their costume. It wouldn't be bright blue or flashy with spandex, you know. It would. I feel like it would be more like this specific jacket with these goggles, and like everything has more of practicality and more of a function to it.
Yeah, definitely.
And so I kind of like that more like post-apocalyptic space traveler kind of like everything has its purpose, and honestly, some of it might have some meaning to it too. It just makes it more relatable.
That's
Definitely.
so cool, man.
But yeah, that's my jam. I don't know. What about you, Peter?
No, I agree completely.
Yeah, wow, man.
I agree with you, babe. There's nothing that you said that I disagree with.
So what made you get into design and to do stuff like this? What made you want to do that?
I guess like growing up, I never knew that like Scarborough Fair was a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness.
And I know I should have.
That's a
I
shame.
think my mom was like, I don't want her to be that nerdy.
It's too late. I figured it out on my own.
No, and then I started, that was like kind of my first taste into like dressing up besides a costume party / Halloween. And so that was fun. And I made my own like makeshift costume for a Scarborough Fair. And then I got my job where I work now and started doing more just like graphic tee design and just stuff like that. And I started to understand what, like, I never knew what Comic-Con was. I never heard of Comic-Con. And all of a sudden it was a avenue for us to go and do research on public and to see what people are really fans of. And so my company paid for me to go to a Comic-Con.
What?
Dang.
My very first Comic-Con. And it's not a very expensive.
Well, the San Diego one?
No, I went to the local one.
Oh, the Fan Expo? That's still, yeah.
And I remember like, okay, like I got a 3-day pass. I
That's
get to
so
go.
sick.
The only responsibilities I have is to take as many photos as possible of booths, of people wearing costumes, and like just to build up a giant database of just like what's current. That was my main responsibility going to cons, is to just provide as much like research analytics in the form of photos. And this first con I went to, I looked at the guest list to see who was going to be speaking or who was going to be there to like sign autographs and all that stuff. And I was a huge Star Wars fan. I still am, maybe not so much anymore, but really like the older movies, the original movies. And I found out that Anthony Daniels was going to be there.
Oh my.
And I was like, how cool would it be to do a female C-3PO costume and meet Anthony Daniels?
Oh,
Like,
man, that'd be so
this
awesome.
is not done very much. It's done maybe more now, but this was like 8 years ago. So it was just, I hadn't seen a lot of it out there. And so I made my own costume, and I had never done that before from scratch. I had one article that like went with the costume that I did purchase, but everything else I created. And I went there, and going up the escalator. It was also my first time going to a con, and I was dressing up, and like everybody knew who I was, and everyone wanted to take photos. I kind of almost felt like a celebrity myself.
Right,
yeah.
sure,
It was
for
really
sure.
fun.
Yeah.
And going up the escalator at the Irving Convention Center, they have like 3 escalators, and I'm going up to see Anthony Daniels. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go see him now. I already walked. I already did all my photos. Blah 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 blah. Yeah. And I'm going up, and Anthony Daniels is going. He's going around the corner to go down, but he hasn't gotten on the down escalator yet.
Oh, jeez.
And he looks at me and he points at me and he goes, I know who you are.
Oh,
I look at him
what?
and I go, I know who you are. And I'm like, he's like, come over here. Like, and there's like a balcony area that's kind of outdoors. And so he pulls me off to the side. He's like, let's get a picture. Like, oh my
What?
gosh. Like, how long did it take for you to make this? And
My
it was
God.
just,
That's so
I was like,
cool.
I was starstruck. And I was just like, this is so awesome. I didn't expect this. And so he's like, I'm actually going downstairs. I'm going to go walk the con. Like, I want to go, say hello to everybody. But come back up like in the next hour and I'll be back in my room. And I can get you an autograph and stuff. I was like, okay, cool. So that goes on. Anyways, I go back upstairs finally to go meet him in about an hour. And he is the most generous celebrity I have ever met. He asked me, he's like, are you competing in the costume contest this evening at the con? And I was like, yes, I've never done this before. He's like, well, what are you going to do? I'm like, what do you mean, what am I going to do? Because I've never done this before. He's like, well, you have to some people kind of put on like a little bit of an act. Like, are you going to say anything to the microphone? He's like, let me see your walk.
What?
Like,
What?
He's like, okay, I want to see how you walk.
You got coached by...
He
That
gave
is
me-
so
My
badass.
God.
man.
He told me is the posture thing is you have to make sure that your shoulders go up, back, down, so you have perfect posture because you're a robot. You can't slouch if you're a robot. And then you always have to kind of keep your arm not like loose, but kind of straight, but like dead. And so like I literally got lessons from Anthony Daniels on how to
Jeez.
walk and kind of how to talk. I don't think I can do that one quite well, but it's just kind of like he gave me like a quote to say, and I did it. And obviously I didn't win because that was my very first time ever doing anything like that. But it was just a fun experience.
Man.
But you can say you got coached by Anthony Daniels.
And I got a picture, and he autographed my book,
Yeah.
and I also autographed one of those it's like a photo of C-3PO that has like the holograph sticker on it, you know. So it's like kind of
Awesome.
I guess in a collectible in a way.
Wow.
But it was so much fun. It
I
was,
bet
it
that
was a
sounds.
blast.
That's what a story.
Honestly, it was the first con I ever went to, and it's probably the best con I ever went to.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing can match up to that.
No. Man.
I'm shocked that from a celebrity who's pretty much known worldwide, and he came up to you and was like, I know who you are.
I know. It was I feel like I almost blushed immediately. I was just like, wait, hold. I'm here to see you, and you saw me 1st. What? No. It was fun.
On the level of status of who should be known, you're here. I'm there
Yeah,
somewhere.
I'm, way down
but
there.
you know who I am. That's pretty sweet. That's awesome.
Yeah, but just that he was like a sweetheart, not like a dick.
Yeah.
That's really awesome. You know what I mean? To be to coach you and to talk
very
to you.
generous.
Yeah, man, he sounds like the person he portrays. Like he really is who he is. You know, that's really cool, man. You did your own costume and. Going there, people put a lot of time and effort into
my
their
gosh.
costume. Some of this work is so amazing, and you think it's so expensive when you talk about. Oh, it cost me $75 to make. Like what? Yeah, but the time and effort is where it takes the more time. More time. So it was just that's cool, man.
I think my favorite part of cosplaying, honestly, is creating costumes that are not completely an exact replica of what they actually wore in the movie. I like to do more of an inspired version.
Right on.
One, because I'm kind of lazy and I don't want to put in the time and effort to make it look pristine. I'm not a perfectionist when it comes to. I like it to look more like it was my idea.
Yeah.
I figure out a way to make it resemble what the character is supposed to look like, but also put my own take on it.
Yeah.
Because it just makes it more fun.
Right.
And it's your
to
own.
work on, and it's a more of an original piece, and it's not been done before.
Yeah.
I can do something a little bit more fresh, a little bit more original, and so that's.
Yeah.
I will say this though, harping back to the whole superhero thing, wearing spandex all the time. Spandex is a really easy fabric to work with because you don't have to put in as many seams.
Is that your favorite fabric to work with?
Yeah, anything that has spandex, so stretch or anything like that,
okay.
because you don't have to worry about adding a zipper, or maybe you do, but only one zipper. You know what I mean? And you don't have to put in a seam here, and so it's less piecing together. But yeah, I was gonna
That
say
makes sense.
Maybe that's why superheroes have spandex.
That's probably why
'Cause-
Spider-Man did it, because he's freaking poor.
Probably, man. Probably
Probably.
it's cheap and it's easy to work with.
Yeah.
Yeah, Spider-Man suit's a onesie, right?
I think so.
It is a onesie, except for
it's
the
a
mask.
onesie.
Yeah.
That's why he calls them
So how-
underoos.
I mean, yeah.
Oh, that...
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
he was
yeah, that's
under-
true.
yeah.
That's true.
So how does he get? I mean, well, thinking about it, like, does he have to get in through the neck? Like,
I think it like
hole?
opens.
Or-
I think there's a zipper in the
Is there a
back.
zipper?
Yeah,
Okay.
and he like zips it up, and he like.
All right, Austin
Yeah.
and Zach, I'm coming for you.
We need to know how you get into your Spider-Man suit.
It's very important.
Your friend has a Spider-Man suit.
It's research, science.
That is a question that I don't think we're sophisticated enough to answer. How Spider-Man actually gets in his suit, because you've never seen that before. No, you've seen Tom Holland do it because they can do it, like the CGI stuff. But I've never seen Andrew Garfield do it,
I think
or
it's
like
a zipper.
Tobey Maguire.
I think it's. A
Where's
zipper.
the zipper though? You can't see it.
It's a small. They got small
Oh,
zippers.
well, so there's these zippers that you can sew into garments that are called invisible zippers. And basically, the zipper seam or the zipper tape is on the inside of the garment. And so it makes the fabric, like, basically flush. Like, each side of the fabric is, like, literally, like, flush to each other.
So
Okay, that
you
makes
can't even
sense.
tell, right? You can't.
So it's literally called an invisible zipper because it's technically invisible.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So maybe Spider-Man has an invisible zipper.
Now you know, and knowing is half the battle.
I don't think Spider-Man has that much fashion cred to know what an invisible zipper is.
I mean, he is working with a onesie.
He doesn't have one some like you helping him design. He's just like he went into like Walmart to the cheapest zipper like.
I don't know.
part-
She knows Anthony Daniels. Maybe she does
No,
know
I'm talking about
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. I'm talking about no, yeah, maybe she.
I'm
does.
working back to it.
Okay, all right. What my bad.
So, what's your favorite superhero costume?
I'm gonna say someone from Guardians of the Galaxy, probably.
Oh,
yeah, because from what I was harping back to earlier, like just like how like realistic and practical.
Which
it
character?
is.
Yeah.
Probably the main character.
Star-Lord.
Yeah,
Yes, sorry.
that makes
Thank you
sense.
for that.
Yeah.
No, because he has like that signature like red jacket,
Right.
and like his own helmet and everything. But like it has a purpose. Like the reason why he uses that helmet is to see like better. Isn't to see.
It's to see better, breathe in space, and
Yeah.
protection. So that
But then it looks like rugged and it beat up and
Yeah.
like, I don't know, I like that. That's cool.
and his boots are like rocket boots, and he's got like a belt or something to store stuff in. So yeah, that makes a lot of
Groot's
sense.
cool too, but he doesn't really have like a costume.
Yeah, he
He's
has
just a
his
plant.
baby suit.
Butt naked the whole
He's
time.
just a plant. He's just a giant tree person, and he's awesome.
Yeah, all their suits are pretty practical, and not a lot of superhero. Like Superman's suit, I guess he doesn't really need it because he is the superpower.
Who?
Superman.
Superman's suit is a symbol.
Yeah.
No,
Super hope.
Super hope.
yeah, because his
his language is-
in Man of Steel, yeah,
Yeah, it means
he's.
so.
I mean,
It's not an S.
it's not an S.
Special hope.
It's a hope symbol.
I don't
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Peter, what's your favorite costume?
Oh, you're good.
Maybe you can hold it for her now.
Yeah.
Be a
going.
gentleman, Peter.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. I don't know. My favorite costume. I mean, I might. Yeah, I would probably have to go with Iron Man or War Machine.
Oh yeah.
Or honestly, any of the machined like.
Suits.
Yeah.
Hulkbuster.
Yeah. Hell, even like the Iron Spider suit is awesome.
Yeah.
It's just like, I don't know, the idea of being able to have the intelligence and the smarts to be able to design a suit that makes you like impenetrable.
Oh,
know,
okay.
Or almost impenetrable, you know? Jacob over here constantly.
I'm sorry. It feels bad to tell you to
Well,
like
also,
motion to do this.
I feel
I
like
know
So
it's
this is
worse,
somehow
man. Like,
better.
like pulling. Sorry.
Continue, please.
But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
because you can design a suit that can be made out of just about anything. So like, I haven't really read the Iron Man comics, but I would imagine that.
Yeah, but he doesn't. Well, yeah, he doesn't wear a suit. He wears the armor, so he can wear like a t-shirt and some boxers under there, or whatever.
But he can make his suit out of just about anything.
Oh, yeah.
That's I mean, so like he could make it out of vibranium or
Right on.
like so. I don't know. The idea of having that much technology at your fingertips.
So I guess
and that much- yeah.
like you wouldn't have powers. You'd have be more into technology, right?
Because I mean, I'm not special enough to have powers. So like I would just I'd
Don't say that.
I personally would have to
Get
be
the
like,
yeah.
okay, let me
I got guns.
Let me build a
lasers.
car real quick, and I'm just gonna hop in that. I'll meet you guys there.
I'm not special enough to have.
What about you? What
powers.
would be your favorite costume, man?
I like the Ben Affleck's Batman suit,
Yeah?
simply due to the fact that it should be the stupidest looking thing on planet Earth because it like resembles like the old.
So
old
you'd
style
wear that
Batman
suit? You'd wear that one?
No, because I am not muscular.
Oh, okay.
But like Ben
I don't-
Affleck wearing it looks awesome.
I feel like it's padded though.
It probably is padded.
Yeah.
But even so,
Yeah.
like Ben, he was like ripped when he did it.
Everywhere,
But-
huh?
No,
Yeah.
no. I mean,
But like, even so, that suit should look absolutely stupid. It's like the old Batman suit. That looks stupid. But like Ben Affleck wearing it specifically, and the fact that it looks like battle torn, and it looks practical. Something
Yeah,
like it keeps
it's
like the
pretty gritty.
batarangs and the like.
Yeah.
It looks gritty. It keeps the batarangs and the belts and the cape actually like goes into wings. So that suit is pretty practical and comic accurate.
And that cape actually has a function.
Exactly.
Okay, so that's cool.
There you go. So I'm following your example. So that'd probably be mine. Ernesto, what's yours?
I'd go with like Constantine's outfit because he like wears the same thing like all the time. He's like,
Yeah.
it's like a white button-up shirt tucked in with some trousers and a clip-on tie and a trench coat.
It's ultimate basic.
You know, he sleeps in his clothes and he sleeps in his car. I guess you don't have to do a lot to that. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? You can wear that to get sushi or wear that to take on the devil or
Yeah.
you can wear it to Walmart. It's practical, man. Like when I'm not done using my superpowers, I don't have to change. I just walk into the store and like, all right, whatever, man. And
I just got done
was
finding the
that
devil.
like superhero? I mean, it's more supernatural.
he's a he's a
Yeah.
superhero that's supernatural. But we're talking about costumes that we like, and I wouldn't want my costume to be like a certain fabric. I can't wash it like I wash everything on colors, and then I put everything to dry on cottons, and I don't want to change that up. I want to keep that, when I do my laundry, like
Consistency.
keep it simple,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like that you're keeping things practical. that was my answer too.
Yeah, right,
Practical.
right,
Everything
yeah.
has a purpose.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And you can buy a clip-on tie anywhere, man. And you deal with a lot of demons, so people aren't gonna worry about your body odor. Like bro, it's time to wash that jacket and those clothes.
You smell like Satan.
Like,
So yeah, that'd be mine, man. All right, what's the next topic, man? I'm sorry.
Next topic is anime movies.
Oh, anime. We're talking about
Anime movies, anime series, basically anything that's anime. Now, Ernesto, you know a lot about this stuff. Stephanie, you know a lot about this stuff. Peter, I don't know if you know anything about this. He's shaking his head. That's
He
enough.
does. He's lying.
So you were very into the anime section. What's your favorite series based on an anime? Because you were talking about this before the podcast.
I have a couple. I think just staying on the whole train of superheroes. One that's current, that's new, that's out right now. They're still releasing new content, so it's really fresh. Is an anime called My Hero Academia. And basically, My Hero Academia is about a school where kids they're gonna go to the school. They have to try out. They have to get accepted to be in the school. And they basically learn how to become professional superheroes. And in this world, in this realm of existence, this My Hero world, people are, not everyone, but some people are born, and after they reach a certain age, they start to realize that they have a superpower, and they don't know what that is. They kind of have to fine tune it, learn it. It could be, like one kid, his name is Bakugo, he sweats nitroglycerin.
What?
Oh,
And so his superpower is he has a gadget that he wears part of his costume, and it accumulates all of the nitroglycerin, and he uses that to make explosions.
oh,
And so that's his power. So he's more like a defense superhero, And then another character who's my favorite, her name's Mei Hatsume. She's not even really a hero, but she goes to this school, but she's in a class that basically she's a support hero. And kind of like a sidekick in an essence.
Yeah.
But what her power is, she basically has like really, 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 really good vision. She can see like zoom in like a hawk almost on like all these little details. So what she does is she creates gadgets
okay.
to help superheroes be able to use their quirks better. They call them quirks. Their superpowers are called quirks.
Okay.
And so
So
I don't know.
super microscope, super handy.
That sounds really cool,
it's
man.
really neat.
Yeah.
And there's a villain, and the villain just wants to control the world, and it's a very like typical like hero story, but really like what the show is about is friendship, doing the right thing. It's an anime. It is more geared towards children, but like a lot of my adult friends watch it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And it's got a really positive message. And they have this like saying, you'll see it if you ever go to stores to see like merch for it, go beyond plus ultra. And it basically just means like, do better than what your best is. Like, always put yourself in, like, just keep pushing forwards and always do the best that you can. And if you can't, do better than that. And I
That's
think,
cool.
I don't know, it's just a really cool show. And
If you went to this school, what would be your superpower?
It's a good one.
that's a really good one. And I mean, you don't really get to pick, but if I could pick, I probably would do something with like healing.
Okay.
So there is a really old lady who's basically like the school nurse.
Right.
And the way that she heals people, she's like, looks like a grandma. She's like really tiny and petite. But so like if you get in a battle or you did some training and you just really messed up your arm or whatever, she kisses you like a grandma would kiss you on the forehead. And like, it's basically like, I guess maybe, I don't know exactly if it's like her saliva or if it's just like just her lips itself has a healing property to it.
Oh wow.
But like, it basically is like a booster shot.
Yeah.
And it helps them heal faster. So I don't know if I'd want to have kissing abilities of healing because I don't want to go kissing everybody.
Yeah.
Maybe if I was an old grandma, it'd make more sense. But like me right now, no. But like if I had some kind of quirk, it'd be something to do with helping, healing, mending, something like that. I think that'd be kind of cool. I've always played a healer class when I played RPGs and stuff like that too. So
Right on.
I think that's just part of my personality.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That seems a lot more nicer than what my superhero power would be. My superpower, it was if I'm going to bed or taking a nap, time stops. And then when I wake up, time continues.
It's kind of selfish.
It is selfish. It's a great superpower for only me, and that's it.
Wow.
But yours was not a lot nicer than mine.
I don't know. I just feel like, if you could, those are like the things that people,
Don't think about.
no, I think, family member who's ill
Yeah.
or, someone is a disease that there's no cure for in our world, in the real world, that sort of thing. So like, if you could be able to just fix someone with like, maybe it's not a kiss, like the old grandma lady from or maybe it's like, you have to eat my hair or something. I don't know. Because a lot of these quirks are really freaking weird. Like that kid, he sweats nitroglycerin.
Yeah.
And like,
Yeah.
there's one girl whose powers is
Absolutely.
if she touches something, it loses gravity. But as soon as I think, I'm going to get this wrong, but whatever. I think it's like as soon as she has to hold her breath. So she touches something and she has to hold her breath. And as soon as she exhales, it gets its gravity back.
That's crazy.
Interesting.
So it's like not every power is like a god power. It's like some of them have drawbacks and like one of them.
Is there one that's like gets very tired?
There's one guy. He's like an electricity. Like he's like an electricity conductor, and so he can use electricity to like fight. But like your body has electricity in it, right? Mm-hmm. Electrons and all this stuff, and so like the more he uses it, he kind of just like gets a nosebleed and passes out because he's like, his body cannot handle that much electricity going through it. It's like a realistic thing.
Yeah.
I
It
don't know.
really sounds like the dumpster fire of all superpowers.
It's pretty funny though. It's
But
pretty
the cool thing about
entertaining.
anime is that their powers are sometimes so crazy, man. Like very inventive.
Mm-hmm.
Like with the nitroglycerin sweat, man. Like One Punch Man has a.
Oh, I love One Punch Man.
Yeah, well, they have like it's like a hero class, but they're like it's totally different from My Hero Academia. It's I don't know, but they got some people actually have powers, and some people just walk around with a baseball bat claiming to be a hero, and then it's just I don't know, it's crazy that like they're very inventive and they get very creative with their stories, man.
Yeah.
That's what makes them so good. Mm-hmm. Like One Punch Man brought me back into anime. I was like. Mm-hmm. I didn't want to watch anime for a while, and then I watched this one anime, and then I got curious about another one, and I was like, I started watching One Punch Man. And I was like, wow, man, it was funny. Mm-hmm. It was different, and the color and the animation and the drawing style was amazing. So yeah.
That seems to be the thing with like a lot of anime movies and a lot of anime series.
Mm-hmm.
It goes for the weird. It goes for like the supernatural
Absolutely.
absurd, but it makes it work and it molds it into the story almost always.
anime, the biggest thing I've learned from anime and watching all different kinds of anime, the space anime, superhero anime, like old school, just traditional Japanese, like culture
Horror
type
anime.
Yeah.
I mean,
everything is about extremes.
Yeah.
And because their target audience is to try and it's kids, it's teenagers.
Yeah.
They want to and if you remember back when you were a teenager, like you felt everything felt like a lot. Like, Mom, you don't understand me. Like, no one understands me.
It's not a phase, Mom.
Everything is an extreme. Like, even with their cliques and even like, you know, the jocks and the preps and the band kids and theater, everyone it's just like everything's on overdrive. And so anime in general, they do that with all their characters.
Yeah, they do.
So that kids can relate to them. Because like, oh, like, no, I am the funny guy in class. And that's all they identify with. And they grow up and they become more than just that. But like, it's all about labeling you, you know, that's part of growing up. And I think anime does that on purpose to make their characters relatable.
Yeah.
Even though they're a little out there and like they're really extreme and they're really crazy, but like I don't know, that's just kind of what I see with anime in general.
It does feel human at the end of the day. It does feel like these are legitimate characters. You know, like you said, they are over the top and they are over eccentric in everything they do, but it does feel like these are legitimate characters. And even though like these weird quirks that these people make up, like sweating nitroglycerin, it does serve a larger purpose in the story, and it serves a larger purpose in making this character who they are. And that's what and that seems to be what happens in anime more often, and you see like a lot of really cool and interesting and original stories coming from this type of media rather than just your generic Hollywood blockbuster.
Right. Yeah. It's more dynamic characters.
Yeah, I think that's why it's so hard to cross over because it's so dynamic. So,
Yeah.
you know, like a lot of it, man. And not
Dragon
just,
Ball Z movie.
Not just the characters, but like the technology and the world building they do. Because no anime is the same. Like, I mean, it might be the same theme, but it's going to be different in its own kind of way, man. Like it's it's whether it's like the way it's drawn or the eyes of the character or the skin tones or the hairdos or their costumes or like the theme of the anime. Like there might be pirates or there might be like demons. Or, it just depends, man. You know. But yeah, they get really creative with it, man.
Anyway, there's a trailer that came out, a weird trailer that came out. Many people in this room have opinions on this trailer. Suicide Squad 2.
The Suicide Squad.
Sorry, the Suicide Squad 2.
It's not 2. It's just called the.
You know what? To me, it's Suicide Squad 2.
Okay, whatever.
We're going to acknowledge that there was a first one. It was garbage, but there was a first one.
Right on.
So that came out recently. There's a lot of opinions that we have in this room about that trailer. Steph, I want to bring you up first because you have a rather strong opinion about this trailer. A rather honest opinion.
To be honest, the first time I watched this trailer was today before we came here.
Right on.
But I don't love it. I think that the costumes will be really cool, which is something that we talked about previously in this episode. But like, I don't know. I think like the storyline is just gonna be a lot of special effects and a lot of boom pow like.
Yeah.
It just seems a little bit too flashy for me, but that's just my personal taste, and I don't really like I was saying earlier, like I like Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah, there's a lot of explosions, but they're also in space, so it kind of makes more sense. I don't know, but I didn't love it.
Peter?
Yeah. Same director as Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah.
That's why it's unfortunate.
It is unfortunate. It does make it very unfortunate.
That's so genuine.
Oh, that's so unfortunate. Oh.
I think it's gonna have the James Gunn flair. You know? So perfect. Very.
I'm sorry, that was funny, man. He was like, FYI, babe, this person made that. And she's like, yeah, that's why it's unfortunate.
We've been dating for, I wouldn't say we were dating. It's almost like we lived together. It's been like, this will be our 4th year.
Yeah.
He knows all the movie facts. Like a friend of ours got him a pen package that's like, you know, those little enamel pins you put on your denim jacket or your backpack or whatever. And one of them, it's like, I only speak in movie quotes, and it's like a director, like
The slate,
the slate.
yeah.
I'm like, that's you.
Yeah, you know that now.
Yes
I
and
know
no.
what they do.
You're a big movie buff.
Honestly, I think that James Gunn getting fired from Marvel and then ultimately rehired to Marvel because they realized no one else is going to be able to make a Guardians of the Galaxy.
It's too crazy, too bonkers, man.
Yeah. I think that he's taking a lot of that flair, a lot of that Guardians of the Galaxy flair, and putting it into Suicide Squad.
Oh, for sure.
And it almost looks like, watching the trailer, it almost looks like Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Because the whole, like, oh, we've got a kaiju, and now, like, a big,
tentacle comes down.
It's like, that's Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Like, just, this massive thing, that's your enemy? Okay, cool. His interest in making the most off-the-wall characters possible, like John Cena's character.
Oh, his
Yeah,
his
yeah.
little scene stole the show for me, man.
But like all of, so the cast has all of these just like random side people that are so good at being random side people, and that they just shine. That like, I don't know. I actually think it's going to be pretty great.
And it's rated R, so it's going to
Yeah.
be freaking insanely crazy,
it's gonna be
gory,
bonkers.
and F-bombs, and just even just John Cena talking about he'd eat a whole island full of dicks if it meant like saving, liberty. I was like,
Yeah.
so he got John Cena to come in right, like to read for this, like, oh, I get to say I'm gonna eat a bunch of dicks and be cool about it. I was impressed.
John Cena's pretty funny.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I can't wait to say this. I'm in for it. I'm down. I don't know.
It seems that he's been given free reins to do whatever he wants. It's like, you made Guardians of the Galaxy. We essentially tried to make the first Suicide Squad look like Guardians of the Galaxy. Just do whatever you want. We'll give you free reign.
Yeah, DC gave him complete free reign.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
But so Peter, you really liked it. Steph, you weren't too much of a fan.
I don't know. Like when I think of Harley Quinn, I think like the animated series of Batman, and just like her accent, and her costume with like the more of a jester kind of feel.
Yeah.
Like, that's the kind of Harley Quinn that I like. I understand that you got to update things and make it more marketable to like the current public. That's like my job. That's what I'm going back to. But I don't know. I like her that kind of Harley versus like a Harley that they've turned her into. And that's just my opinion. I know not everyone will agree with me, but I think that like I don't know, like the traditional Batman villains is more like in the city, and it's never been like an alien or
Right.
Like even in the first movie, it was it
Supernatural?
What's
It was
her
like
name?
Cara Devine.
Cara Devine or Cara Devine, I can't remember. But she turns into like snakes or what was it? Medusa?
Something like witch, something supernatural garbage.
She was it was basically her superpowers was magic, which is like that's not real. And
Yeah.
that's never really been like
A Batman thing.
I don't know. And like I feel like Harley Quinn in that realm and DC realm, like the super villains usually are a little bit more
Grounded.
Yeah, and it just didn't vibe with me.
Yeah. David Ayer, the director of that one, said in a quote that he would, if he'd
Enchantress.
given the opportunity, he would change the movie and make the Joker the villain, which makes a lot more sense for a Suicide Squad that's more grounded and not Superman or Batman, which is a little more fantastical, and which I really wish they did with this movie, and instead they made it a giant starfish, the villain, or something.
It's like a
Kaiju? Is it kaiju?
Kaiju.
He's like it's like a starfish, but he has like a bunch of like mini starfish that take over people. Like
that doesn't help.
It's like the body. What was it? The body snatchers. Where it's like a hive mind. Like it's like once this like alien gets on you, like he controls you, and it's like he controls everyone through like his little like, podlings. Or
okay.
It's out there, man. That's why like James Gunn's doing it. Like he got to choose this character because of that.
He can make out there characters like Groot, who has one sentence.
Have you ever seen?
Sound good.
Have you ever seen Slither? One of his first movies.
That one's awesome.
It's the kind of the same thing where the slugs that get in you, then you're controlled by the main slug. It's kind of like this.
It makes me think of like a Doctor Who villain.
Yeah,
definitely.
absolutely. Yeah, that's crazy, right?
Fun fact: Peter Capaldi is in the new Suicide
Yep.
Squad.
Yes,
he is.
Yes, he is.
Now I'll watch it.
All right. And I didn't know this till like yesterday, but Sylvester Stallone is the guy who voices King Shark.
That's so crazy. Yeah,
That's amazing. You saw him in the trailer, like Hound.
Yeah.
I gotta do this voice when doing Sylvester Stallone.
Eats a whole person.
Yeah, nom nom.
and then he like tears this guy in half, do like Mortal Kombat style. I
Beautiful.
just love it. Yeah, I love that kind of stuff.
Are you excited about Mortal Kombat?
Yes, we're having a watch party.
Oh yeah,
Another watch party.
Watch our watch party of that one too.
Whoa, there's a thing that works. Watch
There is a
parties.
weird part in this trailer though, where I think Harley Quinn craps out flowers at one point because she's like screaming, which could be a constipation scream, and then flowers explode behind her, which I think may be either a music video section of this movie or she's literally pooping a flower. I don't know what it
I
is.
have no idea.
That's really random.
Yeah.
yeah,
I
absolutely.
I would assume that it's a montage.
yeah,
Probably.
Not her
Pooping-
literally pooping flowers. Yeah.
Man, that eye is getting to me, man.
Is it?
Your gray eye. It's like it's awesome. Like I'm looking at you, but
Once
it's
you
just
see it, you
oh,
can't
it's-
unsee it.
Could you not do that to sample? You've been sitting there forever. You know that's
All
there.
right, my bad.
Okay. Could you
Now
lower
you
the
know.
table, please?
How do we do it?
The right one. There you go.
right, cool.
Okay, thank you.
It's a drafting table and there's a button on it. My bad. No, it's like I'm looking at you, but only thing looking back is the eye. It's like hello, Ernesto. like it's like
I'm just doing it for fun.
Yeah.
it looks good though. I like it. Yeah, right now.
Totally different color.
For our audience, man, Peter has a gray freaking contact lenses. Just one.
Just one.
So he looks like a Bond villain.
Or I was going for David Bowie, but
Oh, yeah, I
Yeah.
can see that. Yeah.
You can't tell long distance, but once you notice it, it's impossible to not
to
see
not
it.
yeah to not notice. So
All right,
What do you
so-
think about the trailer, Jacob? Do you like it?
I'm kind of what Steph was like originally
Yeah.
in that I just think it's kind of a Marvel copycat. I like like DC tried to copy the first Marvel movie, Guardians of the Galaxy, and tried to make the trailer of Suicide Squad 1 like Marvel, and it just was a garbage movie. And I think they have a better direction under James Gunn. And I think that's going to be a better movie, but I think it's going to be another Marvel movie because it's James Gunn and because they're trying to replicate a lot of things that
Yeah,
Marvel
that's what
does, like the
Peter-
witty humor and the quirky characters, which I think are going to be done well. And I'm
Yeah.
really into the shark guy because he says hand, and that's awesome. But
He's just one of those guys that when he writes like dialogue, it's like Quentin Tarantino. He writes like what people
It's
actually.
interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting. So,
yeah. What do you think?
I liked it, man. I mean, like they messed up firing him. You know, they fired him, and then DC was like, "Hey, why don't you come try this?" And
Yeah.
he did it, and this is what we're gonna get. I'm
Yeah.
kind of excited to see it. You know,
how do you
a-
feel about
he's on your lap.
how do you how do you
Like headbutted it.
Yeah, right. Oh no, now I'm messing it up. Idris Elba is
Bloodsport.
Right. Yeah, so not because I thought it was a recasting of Will Smith there for a
Yeah.
second, but he was Deadshot.
I'm Bloodsport. I'm not Deadshot. I'm Bloodsport.
Yeah, because they're like, oh, let's just make it clear.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm a very similar character, but I'm not the same character.
Mm-hmm.
I do want to know. There's a part in the trailer where, like, somebody. I think it's the guy that y'all were just talking about. He's like, "Man, we aren't gonna last very long. We're gonna die."
yeah.
And then the other dude's like, "Yeah, I want to." Like, I'm like, "Who is that guy?" He has like a. Yeah, it always looked like he had like a.
What'd you say? Polka Dot
I think
Man?
it's Polka Dot Man. That's his
That's
name.
legitimately his name.
For real, sure. That's his legit name, Polka Dot Man. Yeah.
Also, funny story. I don't remember the actor's name, but that guy was in Ant-Man.
Yeah, he was an Ant-Man.
was?
Yeah, he's
That's
one
true.
of one of his
Yeah.
crews. Yeah.
He's depressing. Like, but he's also like funny. It's like I could relate. I don't know.
It's like a laughing inside because on the outside you're crying.
You know, Cena's character is getting his own show on HBO.
What?
Yeah,
Oh.
James. Yeah, the Peacekeeper, the one who's talking about he's eat all the.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Oh, John Cena's character?
yeah he's getting his own show on it. It's called Peacemaker, and James Gunn's like the head of it. Yeah, so
What is it? If this
I think
beach was
I think
full-
he's gonna steal the show, man. I didn't know that line was so funny to me though, man. It had me cracking up, man.
John Cena's a charmer,
Yeah, he's
He is.
oh, man.
from what I can tell, and a pretty funny dude.
What-
Like, I mean, you see how many movies The Rock puts out every
Yeah.
year. So it's just like there's something about the WWE that like turns you.
But this isn't like
Wrestlers are really great people.
Well, same with Dave Bautista and James Gunn. Maybe James Gunn just likes working with WWE people.
I think so.
because this isn't like a normal his role. He's like the big brawly nice guy that looks after children. Like he's supposed to be like a really big douchebag head, like something he can have fun with. Like lose himself. And I can't wait to see this. Yeah, I'm kind of stoked to see it.
Okay, that's going to be it for the 12th episode of the Zilla Boys podcast. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Thank you very much for subscribing and watching our videos. Even if you don't like our show, thank you very much for watching, commenting, liking, everything.
And thank you for our subscribers, and thank you for watching all of us on the couch. I mean, the two of us
on a couch, just ranting, talking, riffing
and also,
about
thank
stuff.
you for Peter for coming again.
Thank you, Peter.
We love you. And for bringing awesome Stephanie. Thank you. You just stole the show with her.
Infinitely better half.
Absolutely, yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much.
It's been awesome to have y'all on. Seriously, y'all are great. Thank you for coming on.
The best.
All right, quick reminder, again, on April 6th, we will be doing our Kong vs. Godzilla watch party, so take a look for that. And then on the following Wednesday, the 7th, we will be doing our normal podcast.
Our normal show.
Once again, subscribe, download our podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, subscribe to YouTube, click the notification bar if you don't
hit
mind.
that max button.
Yeah, it's the thing, if you don't mind.
Gotta hit that like button. Gotta hit it.
Ernesto, let's get out of here.
Roll those credits.